Right.
Okay. I actually,
I'll get started real quick. So, everybody should know my name is Taylor. I am the player liaison. I've reached out to everybody this month by phone. I've also called and text. So, if anybody needs anything moving forward with their case studies, you should have my phone number and you should have my email. And you can always reach me by Instagram as well. We've set up this roundtable today because a lot of players really want more information about the written case study. So that's what we're doing. And you mentioned everybody having a story. That we also have a new feature on the weekly newsletter, and I would love everybody to submit a story. Many of you have already, but it's between 150 to 300 words. Submit a story about something inspiring, funny, relatable, and I would love to get you featured in the newsletter. Also, as you submit your video case studies, your video diaries, I also share them to the newsletter as well so that people have an opportunity to see all those videos and follow along. Um, I'm going to introduce Kelly and let Kelly take over. Kelly is our director of judges, and I'll put you on spotlight now.
okay. Okay, so this is what I want to share. Let's see. Is this going to work? I hope this works. Can you all see this lovely presentation
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
as written case study? Okay. I'm going to just really quickly review. I'm going to go over here. My apologies. There. The mission and vision for Skin Games, why you all entered. It's an annual international skin competition and award show. It's open to licensed estheticians, cosmetologists, skincare professionals from around the world. The mission for the Skin Games is to recognize and celebrate the beauty professionals that we are by providing a global platform, allowing competitors to showcase their skills and expertise. It also provides just tons of networking opportunities. I don't know if you all know, there is also a compassionate category that seeks to highlight beauty leaders who are doing acts of service in their community. And we have two separate categories for that. One is a nonprofit side and one is self-funded. And those also are part of the competition that you can enter separately. If you want more information on that, I would refer you back to the website and it'll tell you all about how to enter there. I am Kelly Walcott. I have been a licensed esthetician since 2000. I'm a Sedesco diplomat, ITEC certified and CEA certified. I have the distinct honor of serving as your director of judges. I work to coordinate the judging process, help refine rules, and we have built the scoring platform that all of the competitions now use. I own a private skincare studio called Wish Aesthetics. It's located in Dunwoody, Georgia, and I am the founder of How to Esthetician Training. It is an online platform that seeks to provide education platform that seeks to provide affordable education for licensed estheticians based on my 25 years of working in the industry. The most important thing that I think I do, though, is serve as director of judges for the Skin Games. It's a labor of love for everybody who's involved, and my desire is to give back to the industry that has given so much to me. And by helping other professionals develop their skill set, their networking abilities, just to be a part of that, I'm just honored. The benefits of participating for you as a player in the Skin Game: it provides exposure and recognition for you. It allows you to get feedback and improve your skill set from industry experts. It provides massive networking opportunities, and you're seeing those now a little bit as you participate in these types of things. You're meeting people, you're getting to know some of our sponsors, and I do believe there's lots and lots and lots of education that's coming your way and being provided monthly. It adds to your credibility in your local area. It sets you apart from other professionals in your market because you get to say, hey, I participated and competed in an international competition. I was a finalist. I placed. I was esthetician of the year. That just really shows that you take what you do seriously, and it adds to your ability to build your business. That's what we're here to help you do. The purpose of the written case study is to showcase your understanding about skincare treatments, techniques, ingredients, and product usage using this communication platform. There's 4 different parts to the case study. We're focusing on the written part this roundtable discussion, and the other 2 are your before and after photos. That's a medium to showcase your skills, because the goal of those is to showcase the improvement that you get in an 8-week time period. The written is to present to the judges basically a synopsis of what you did during that 8-week time period. The videos, there's specific things that you need to submit during your 2-minute or less video diary that you all create and upload. That's another communication medium, because not everybody is perfect in their writing skills. We're not looking for grammatically correct. We prefer grammatically correct because it makes it easier to understand, but we also are aware that not everybody's first language is English, but you might be better in front of a camera than you are written. So I do encourage everyone to put forth their best effort in all three of those parts before you get to the finalist round. The last part is the interview process, and that is where you are asked questions about your case study as the entirety. Its entirety, the photos, the ingredients, the modalities you use, the techniques you use. The requirements, I'm just going to briefly review the rules for, the rules for the written case study. You must use the provided template. It's under the rules section. There's a clickable link there. We will not accept any handwritten case studies. They're too hard to read. You must complete an update, even if you do not do a service. So you should be checking in with your client, whether you have them on your table for a professional service or not that week. So there needs to be a record of that, which is part of what this written case study is. It's a record of your treatment plan. The total pages for your case study can be 10. Usually aim for one page per week, with a little bit extra for the first, because you're going to be introducing your client in that written part, and then you're going to provide a very brief written summary at the end of your case study. So that's why we give you an extra couple of pages. Your minimum font size needs to be 10 because we have to be able to read it. I am way over 40. I don't read your case studies, but most of these judges have been in the industry for a very long time, and a font size of 8 is just too small for us to read. You can use bullet points to make it a little bit more clear and succinct. We are not looking for product brand names. I work with 3 or 4 different brands of skincare. There are literally thousands of different brands out there, and I don't know the name of Rosie's Skincare cleanser with aromatic scents. I don't know what that means. What I want to know is what are the top 3 to 4 ingredients in each product that you're using and what they do for the skin. And that's what the judges are looking for. They're looking for your ability to match ingredients to the skin type, condition, and the category in which you're submitting your case study. So if you're working on an age management case study, your model does not need to be 22 years old because she's not age management. If you're working on a pigmentation case study, obviously where you want to match your client to it that has pigmentation. You want to treat a client that has either post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, hormonal pigmentation, sun pigmentation. Those are the things that we're looking for, is that for your ability to match the proper ingredient to the proper skin condition type and make sure that the category matches the model skin type and condition as well. Modalities, where we want to make sure that you understand the modalities that you're using and if your protocol makes sense for treating a person with acne, pigmentation, if it's truly a holistic modality that you're using, the protocol. We want to know the benefits, and we want to just make sure that you understand why you chose what you chose. So I'm hoping this works. I want to go to the case study template. And I don't know, I think I have to stop the share and then go to this. So I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to share the screen again, and I'm going to go here and share. So have all of you seen this, the case study sheet? And you download, there's a template here for Microsoft Open Office version, and then there's an Apple Pages version. If you have clicked on download instructions, it gives you the template with all of the requirements that I just reviewed in this example. So it says here, no, can you all see it? Yes. Okay. And then it gives you a little bit of an example. So the goals, when you fill out your first week, the very first week, your week 1 here, the goals include a brief synopsis of what your goals for the entire case study are. And then if you're doing a treatment during this first week, you want to include the treatment goals and then put a little colon and then put 2 to 3 things that your weekly treatment is intended to achieve. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. I hope so. So, yes?
Can you repeat that? You said 2 to 3 goals for that first treatment, or that you want us to do that for each week?
So you want to put in this week 1 part of your template, the week 1 case study submission and your week 8 are going to be a little bit longer than, or should be a little bit longer, because you're introducing your client during week 1 and you're concluding your case study at week 8. So you should include the goals for the entire treatment plan in the first week submission. And if you are doing a treatment during the week 1, then you're going to put 2 to 3 goals that specific treatment for week 1 is intended to achieve. What goals are you looking to achieve with that, whatever protocol it is you're using? What is it intended to do? Is it intended to start lifting the pigment? Is it intended to start drying up acne lesions? Is it intended to start working on your clients' aging issues, fine lines, wrinkles, dehydrated skin, whatever the purpose of that treatment is, we need to know what that is. So you're going to list what your client's skin type is and include what we do. As judges, we understand that type, we all know that type and condition are two different things. You have dry skin, normal skin, oily skin, and then you have compromised skin types. But then you're going to list here the genetic and observed conditions in the skin. This is why this first part is a little bit longer. We are interested in the steps that you take during your treatment. We don't have to have in here that you remove with warm towels, this, that, and the other. If you do use warm towels and they might be contraindicated, you need to state why you chose to use a warm towel. If it's generally considered, if heat is generally considered a contraindication, if with whatever particular skin type or whatever treatment you're doing. You have to justify in a couple of words why you're doing what you're doing. Let's see. Home care products. You want to list your home care products in the top 2 to 3 performance ingredients. I don't need a list. We don't need a list of every single one. If you use any devices, list those. And then special techniques, we just want brief description. So if you do a cleansing massage, you did that for why? Why did you do a cleansing massage? Because you wanted to make sure the skin was adequately prepared for your superficial lactic acid peel that you were putting on the skin. And the lactic acid was a 10% with a pH of 2.5. And lactic acid is it's actually hydrating for the skin, and it's a mild exfoliant that's tolerated by most and all skin types. Let's see, notes and observations here. I would, on your first week, I would introduce your client. Who is your client? Their name, a brief 1 or 2 things about what they do, and things that you ask clients in your practice on a regular basis. Because when you do a client consultation, you ask them about their lifestyle. Do you smoke? Do you drink? Do you drink enough water? What are your eating habits like? We as estheticians have to stay within our scope of practice, but these are all still things that we have to know in order to create an effective, safe treatment plan for our client, whether we're entering a competition or not. It's just what you do on a day on the regular, right? So on week 2, you're going to note any improvement, and then you'll fill in the same way. What are for your goals? What are your goals for that treatment? You don't have to restate your goals for the entire treatment plan, but if you're doing another treatment on them, what's that treatment's intended outcome? What are you looking to do for the skin with this particular treatment? And then you'll list out the steps of your treatment type. You'll list a home care update. If you're going to change anything, let us know what you changed, why. If you don't change anything, you can put no changes to home care made. Client is adjusting well to home care protocol. This is important for us as judges to know that you're being very thorough with your client. You're trying to provide the most amount of change in that skin in the shortest amount of time. And that's checking in and making sure that they're doing their homework, because that's 80% of your result is what your client is doing at home. So I would review, do you have any questions? I would check in with the model, make sure that ask the model if they had any questions about home care. Model seems to be adjusting well. Model had issue with this one thing, so I'm swapping it out for this other thing. And then again, list whatever special techniques or devices you use. You are not docked if you do not use devices and you only use your hands as your tools. You don't get extra points for using devices, but you will lose points if you don't explain what those devices are intended to do. So if you don't make it clear to the judges that you know what it is you're doing with that microdermabrasion machine or that microcurrent machine, or you using LED, they will dock you for that. Notes, just update any notes that you see. The client seems to be handling home care well, seems very excited about her progress so far. If they have hormonal rebound acne breakout, note it, let us know, because we all are well, actually, yeah, all of us are practicing professionals or have been for extended periods of time, and it's more than likely happened to us. If it's happening to you, it's more than likely happened to us. So you'll go through for every single week. If you, like I said, if you don't do a treatment on week 3, let's say we're taking a break because she's got lots of shedding from that real light TCA peel you did on the skin, and you don't want to irritate the skin or induce any sort of post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation by doing another aggressive service on her, then you say that no treatment administered this week, wanted to give the skin a chance to finish shedding, cellular turnover due to the TCA peel that we did last week, update her home care, make sure that you do note and check in with your client even if you're not seeing them. Communication is key with this. And then you'll go through the rest of the weeks the same way. And then on week 8, the reason that I say that it'll be a little bit longer is because you're going to do a conclusion. It's your final notes, your final observations, what you did, how it did or did not work for what your client, the goals that you were trying to achieve for your client, the positive outcomes, the negative outcomes, and it doesn't have to be a novel. It states right here essentially what happened. This was my age management case study summary when I competed. So that's really it as far as filling out the case study. I'm going to go back to, and this is on the website, so you can download it and look at it. I'm going to go back to our lovely, really quick PowerPoint. Let's see. I think I did the wrong thing. Well, that's it, because now I'm back to questions. Now I do have, my PowerPoint's not going to come back up, so we don't need to share that anymore. Let's see. Let's stop that share. I have gotten a couple of questions from players, and one of the questions that I got earlier was, I'm taking up too much space and too much room. I don't know how to trim this down. Can you help me? And I reviewed it a little bit for her, and what I found that she was doing is she was listing every ingredient in the product. You don't need to do that. Again, it's just the top 2 to 3, whichever ones you think, or the reason that you chose whatever cleanser it is you chose for your client is because it has lactic acid in it, it has rosemary, and it has retinol in it. You chose that and what they do, and that's what we're looking for. If you really look at your case study for words that are repeating, if you're using the word anti-inflammatory twice in the description for the ingredients, then you can cut out one of the anti-inflammatories. Let's see. somebody said with the open medical category, could I work with a doctor of traditional Chinese medicine? Or does it need to be a Western medicine based doctor or nurse practitioner? Yes, you can work with any other type of practitioner that you choose, as long as they provide oversight and are doing services that are doing the services that are outside your scope of practice. So you again need to just make sure you stay within your scope of practice. Let's see. Last year, 2 people shared that they used the same client and the same case study for 2 different categories. Yes, you can do that. If somebody is a pigmentation case study and they have anti-aging concerns and you were able to get results for the pigmentation and anti-aging benefits, you can submit the case study for pigmentation and age management. You do need to change your written case study. You need to change everything that says pigmentation, and you need to structure that case study for an age management case study. If you submit it and it says pigmentation, it confuses the judges. I try not to have more. I try to only assign 1 category per judge. Some do 2 categories, so they're not going to know that you entered a case study in pigmentation. They're going to think you entered the wrong case study for age management if you don't change everything and gear that written case study and your videos to an age management. Does that make sense? Okay. And then, are we allowed to use ourselves as a case study? Yes, you are allowed to use yourself as a model, but you have to submit all of the required things as a player. You have to sign the model release form. You have to treat yourself as a model. So your video submissions, you have to introduce yourself as the model and as the player in your video submissions. Those were all the questions that I received. So now we will open it up. Yes, Jenny.
Okay, so oh my gosh, my brain just went blank as I was like, oh great, you picked me to ask my question that I just raised my hand for. Oh, I got it. So I have 2 clients, one who don't prefer to use their name because of like it being public, like out there on social media or YouTube and stuff like that. And so on the model release, they have their name, but should I refer to them? They have their real name on the model release, but should I refer to them in all the case study write-ups and the videos as their pseudonym?
Yeah, you can do
it. Okay, perfect. And then I have one of those clients, due to the sensitivity of the nature of her condition of what we're working with, she is very nervous and uncomfortable about people we're actually going to be doing some stuff on her head, and she's very nervous about people seeing her, recognizing her. So we talked about using some kind of like sunglasses so people can't recognize her by seeing her eyes. Is that okay? Because it's not really focused as a treatment on her face specifically. It's in the open category. And so would that be okay that she's wearing glasses when she's doing her before and after photos? Because I'll be doing more of her head and also her videos, so that we're kind of protecting that privacy for her, because a lot of her family doesn't really know about her condition. Because she wants to do this, but there's people that she's been very private about what's happening for her.
Got it. So I would make that note in your written case study. So judges are like, why did she do that? And answer the question before it's asked. And all it needs to do is due to the sensitive nature, if it's not a face study, then it doesn't matter. And you can I don't know, some video editing software, you can do the like rectangular block, but whatever she's most comfortable with, because you're doing scalp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. That was my main questions. Thank you.
Perfect. You're welcome. Let's see, Janice. Yeah, unmute yourself.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question. So my model, he is autistic, and so getting him to be on the camera is a little difficult, in the sense of him talking. So like, what is a way that I can go around that? Because he has a hard time speaking in general. It's not like he doesn't want to just specifically talk to the camera. Like, even just me and him going back and forth is really difficult. So, like him being in the camera or like the first and the last one, what can I do about that?
Will he let you talk about him with him sitting there?
He doesn't want to like be in like, how do I say it? He's like, I don't want to look at the camera. Like
He doesn't have to. Just again,
Okay.
noted in his case study that he is autistic and that you worked with him to make him as comfortable as possible. Even if
Okay.
so when at the very beginning, when you introduce your model,
Mhm.
all you have to do and as long as he's comfortable with it, is say, this is Henry. He is my model for my acne case study. And you can remove him.
Okay.
He cannot, that's it. As long as he doesn't have to wave. He doesn't even have to look at the camera. If he's more comfortable looking at you, then just have him look at you and just say, and just note it in your written case study under when you introduce your client at the very beginning, and just put there that he's autistic and he working with him, and that he does have some communication challenges, or I don't even know if they're challenges, whatever you are most comfortable with. Is he going to be okay with you videoing doing treatment on him? Because you do have
So
yourself doing that.
I did record the first two, and I'm like, he's okay with me getting like little snapshots of him because he just lays there and like closes his eyes when I tell him the camera's on. It was like that first video when I was trying to film it, he just like, he got really nervous and he's like, no, like I don't want to be on it. So like, can I put a picture of him in the frame when I'm talking for that video or something?
Um,
Or does he need to like physically be in the video?
For which video?
The first and the last one.
For the first and the last one? For the first one, and the reason that we implemented that was because some people were not necessarily, we were just, Jennifer, are you here? But if you can did you do a treatment on him the first time?
I did the intro the same
I'm
week of
here.
week one.
Did you happen to film that treatment?
Yes.
Then you can use that and say, this is my model, Henry. Is there any way that
Okay.
his name is Henry, but is he?
Kelly, I would say the reason why we do this is because we want to know that your starting time, right? Because it's kind of like a date stamp, right? And it's proof that you started on a certain day, right? So, I mean, we haven't really had that much trouble with some people, but we have in the past had people. I think somebody's unmuted. I keep on hearing. But we have in the past, we'll look at that. Where somebody had a really, really good before and after, but when we were looking at the videos, it was like almost, it was very different than what the before and after looked like.
Yeah.
So, just to be fair for everybody, but in the case of like, if you really have a problem with something like that, you can, and I think people have done this before, Kelly, is that they take the picture of their client and then they put the, put the pictures in while they're talking about them. But is there any way that you could just video him, or did you already video him on the first visit?
I have the stamps, the pictures with the timestamps on his first visit. The second and third treatment are the ones with that, so
That's
are
what,
are the ones with the videos. But I can't, you know what? I'll figure out a way to get him to kind of just like stand next to me for that intro video, and then I'll
You can
film
stand
the
behind
last treat.
You can even stand behind you.
Yeah.
or I would just video him and then show video and then you start take just one like 5-second video. That's my client. And you know what I mean? He
Yeah.
just stand next to you. I don't think a lot of people do that. I totally get it. And there's a lot of people for whatever reason, maybe they're working on cancer, a cancer patient or somebody that, like Jenna Lee was saying that has issues with their hair or something like that. It's hard enough to do a case study, but then it's hard enough to find somebody that is gonna, go ahead and submit and be a model. So we try our best. And if there's some cases where some people, you might have 1 or 2 videos that you just really, really don't want anyone to see, and it's possible for us to make those private, but you have to ask Kelly about the situation. Yeah.
Okay.
Brenda
Okay.
has her hand up.
Oh, can you unmute yourself?
Perfect. Okay. Hi, good afternoon, evening, where everybody's at. Miss Kelly and maybe Jennifer. I have a question. Can I do 2 opens? Only because like I have an open, let's say for instance, I have an open for my husband. I want to do hair restoration and then open for something else. Am I able to do 2 separate open categories? Or can I only do 1?
I can answer this one. Okay, so for right now, there isn't anything specific for the open. Like right now, it's not very. If we can get 10 people that are actually going in for hair restoration, we will make it a subcategory because it's ridiculous trying to have a judge, hair restoration versus like intimate brightening or star.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so, but right now, it's just, unfortunately, it's one category. However, I've been talking with, Carol Dezarn to see if she thinks she might know of, 10 people that are interested in doing the hair restoration. And if that is the case, and I do get 10, I didn't tell you this, Kelly, but I will make it a subcategory.
Okay, because see, I'm one of my case studies. So this is what I wanted to do. I signed up for, right now I'm signed up for 4, but I'm going to sign up for 6. That's my goal. I have open, so I have my husband for hair restoration for open, and then I have another one for the intimate brightening, but I don't know what category. Can I put it in pigmentation, or does it have the pigmentation have to be on the face? That's where I'm having a dilemma. I don't know where to place it.
If you have, if it's intimate brightening, I would definitely put it in and the same thing goes. Right now, I think we have about 4 people specifically doing the open for intimate brightening. If it gets to a point where we have 10 people doing intimate brightening, we can make it a separate category. For right now, yeah, it's kind of weird, right? So
Okay.
it is pigmentation, right? But it's kind
Yes.
of an open kind of category.
Right. And so my model for the intimate brightening is actually underarm. I'm doing underarm brightening. So that's what I'm doing. So it's not like inner thigh or anything like that, or actually intimate. It's considered intimate, but so that's why I wanted to be able to do the underarm and wanted to be able to do my husband's scalp.
Why don't you guys give us a month, and because these are give a month to see
Okay.
what kind of stuff we do, and then Kelly,
Correct.
what do you think? Well, like if she did have to compete against a scar revision, she's doing intimate brightening. you know, that's a different type of category because it's just the other category, but would she be able to do that one in pigmentation?
Yes, she could. We had somebody do back last year. They submitted back for pigmentation. And they were a finalist, I believe.
But as
Okay.
of now, one person cannot submit 2 case studies to one
No,
category, correct?
Yes, they can. They can submit
That's-
5. They can submit 5, but I would suggest
what I wanted.
probably not doing that because, well, May Open's the only different kind of thing, but for the other categories, then, you know, what's the point? Are you trying to get first, second, and third? You know, like, you know, it's highly unlikely. I don't think it's happened before where one person got first and second in a category. Did they, Kelly?
No, because
Yeah.
I've
So
never
then-
had-
I
we've
don't- I
never
thought
had-
we didn't
So then
have.
I can do that. I can do 2 case studies in the same category. I can do
Yes.
2 opens. Okay, that was my question.
Yeah, there's no rule. Does the model have to be 18 or older? I have a teenage acne possible model. You do need to get parents to sign release for video, for photos, for the entirety of it. And as long as that parent is okay, I don't see a problem with it. It's challenging to work with people under the age of not adults. It's so I don't, doesn't say that you can't, you just have to get written permission from their parents. Jenny, you have another question? Unmute yourself, honey.
I was just going to add on to Brenda's as well that, and I know Jennifer, you said give us a month, and I was just hoping, is it possible for less than a month? Only because we're nearing the point that
Hmm.
if there was something that you wanted to confirm on and scheduling, and then you get into the holidays and we're rushing, trying to get stuff finished with case studies and people being gone. And, but it sounds like also at the same point, if we have a hair restoration, but we also have another potential option as an open that we could potentially do both.
You know, like right now, I'm working with Carol, like I said, you know, the sooner the better, but yeah, I could potentially, it could be, I'd like it to be in a couple weeks, but like right now, the way that the judges are going to judge open, they do it differently than any of the other categories, right? Because these judges have a wider, you know, expertise, I would say. And they're, you know, like just as Kelly's gone over these case studies, it's really not always about, you know, the results. It's about, you know, how you document them and how you are going through this. So if you're considering not entering the open category because you're not sure if you could do hair revision, you know, it shouldn't matter is what I'm getting at. But what I would like to see is if there is at least 10 of each, you know, intimate brightening, or let's just say scar revision or hair restoration, I feel like, you know, that's enough to have a subcategory. However, it's not going to make or break this open category. This open category has always been like this.
Yeah, no, and I have a hair-based one with alopecia areata, but I also had another open category that I was like, I wish there was like a way I could do this person also. So I guess, are you just saying that we can potentially enter twice?
I would do open and open medical. Open medical
am
is one
already.
of the ones that are so, or even
I already am.
holistic. You know, if you're not in holistic.
I already am. I'm doing 7. I'm doing 7 categories already.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to always fit into open or open medical or whatever. But I mean, if you have, just find, you know, one, I wouldn't really do 2 opens, really. Just, I mean, you can if you want, you know, maybe one of them gets in, right? But like I said, right now, yeah, it would help you generally for sure. You know, if you have 2 opens, just do 2 opens, right? But don't you have something for all your other categories?
Yeah.
Well, on this
Maybe-
call alone, we have 4 hair restorations.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
we
I
are
think
running out of
that's-
time, so that's something, I have everybody's email. We'll be talking with Carol. We'll figure out that, we'll figure out the intimate, and I will send a follow-up email with everybody.
Thank you.
And I would, with your photos, what we saw a lot of, if you use the timestamp app, please, please, please only put the date. I don't need the location. I don't need your name. I don't need any of that. Just the date, please. Because we have to redact any identifying information, and it's hard when you have 150 case studies that you're making sure are completely set. It's in the settings on the app. You should be able to choose what information you want on the app. So, are there any other questions about written case study? It's submitted all at one time, not weekly. So do spend time, because it becomes very, very, very apparent to judges who spent time compiling their case study in a very thoughtful manner, and those who just threw stuff onto the template and uploaded it. And the case study's worth 20 points. Photos are worth 30 points. Videos are worth 20 points. And then your interview, if you make it as a finalist, is worth 30 points. So,
Can you
It's-
say that again?
the timestamp app. Yes, Jenna?
Can you say that again? I know I probably have an email from you, but what the point values were again per
Photos
each
are 30. Photos are
Mhm.
30, written is 20, videos are 20, and interview is 30. With videos, if you go over 2 minutes, the judges are going to stop watching at the 2-minute mark. So do not go over. If they get 20 case studies that they have to review, and there's 8 videos per case study, that's 160 videos that they're watching. They will not watch past 2 minutes. They will not read a case study that is past 10 pages long. So I think it's thundering outside. Is it where you are, Taylor?
Not yet, not yet. There's probably another hour or so.
One of the things that we want you to start, or what we want from players, is that it's clear that you understand why you're doing what you're doing. You're not just going, oh, I use pull out this is the product line that I use. I use this product line, and this is their protocol book. And I'm going to just do this protocol and do step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. We want to know that you look at your client's skin and go, yeah, this protocol and these ingredients match, but she's a little bit too sensitive for glycolic. So I'm going to switch out glycolic and use lactic acid. You don't have to say that in the case study, but you do want to put in there that you use lactic acid because it's hydrating, and it's exfoliating but hydrating at the same time for the skin. And those types of things. Anybody can follow a recipe. Any one of us can, go in with a product line that we never used before, take their product protocol manual and do a facial. Any one of us with a license can do that. My husband is an esthetician by association, and he could do it. It probably wouldn't feel good, but he could do it. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for people who truly know and understand how to affect real change in the skin.
Awesome. Awesome. I think this is immensely helpful. We have never done a Zoom on case studies, on writing your case study notes. So this is like really, really, really helpful. It'll be recorded as well. I'm going to see if we can get it on the YouTube. Otherwise, I'll just send it out to all the players and just keep it in a file so everybody can access it. So I'm really glad that we could offer this. I know people overthink everything, and so this is going to be really helpful. I see Stygia has her hand up. Let's get to you real quickly.
Just to confirm, you don't need the name of the specific name of the protocol, right? Because
Now, if you have a sponsor, they're gonna want to work, and they're paying for all of your stuff, or I don't know how sponsorships are working out, but if you have a sponsor that has provided you with product, I would recommend creating a written case study utilizing their product names to submit to them. We don't want product names on the written case study because we don't know what they are. You know, if we're not familiar with the line, the name of the product is going to take up real estate, number one, for you on your 10 pages, right? And it's going to, it doesn't mean anything to the judge. They just want to know that the ingredients are appropriate for the skin type, condition, and category in which you've entered. So I did that because I had a sponsor and I provided them with the names of the products in the protocol and the names of the product in their home care and everything like that. I just made a copy of that and then edited out the names of the product. And it shortened the case study by, a page, because that takes up valuable real estate in that 10-page parameter. Does that make sense? Do you have sponsors that you're working with?
I do, but I just wanted to know, I know we're not listing the product name or the brand. I just wanted to know if you needed the brand's protocol name in the write-up.
Mm-mm.
Okay, good.
No, you mean like if it's somebody give me a
Hydrating facial by
Hydrating
Glymed.
by Glymed, right? Okay, let's just say Glymed's hydrating facial. You can put it in there. It's not going to go one way or another. Now, your sponsor may want you to put that in the treatment thing. Where you're going to put what the treatment is in the goals. So that's the treatment goal is, if it's a hydrating facial, the goal of this treatment is to hydrate and to reduce edema or erythema in the skin. That's the goal of that treatment. If we are using Zemits, do we just say the name of the device or what the device does? So we want to know what type of machine it is. So is it a microdermabrasion machine? Is it a nanochanneling device? Is it a microneedling device? We don't need to know that it's Zemits C12 500 pen. I don't know, I just made that up. But we do need to know what it does. Zemits may require you to utilize their name in the work product that you give to them, because they're going to use that for their marketing as well. And you can use this for your marketing. You can present your binder to your clients. Redact any identifying information for your clients. You want to protect your clients' identities, obviously, but you can present your body of work to your clients by printing out these and having them in your spa, in your waiting room in your spa. And they're like, dang, Samantha's this badass esthetician. I'm really glad I chose her. So yes, we just need to know what it does and why you chose it.
When I
Oh.
sat in on Dominic's class, actually she's here. I don't know
Is Dominic here? Hi, Dominic. Hi,
if
everybody.
yes.
Hi, everyone.
She had some
Anything
great
to add?
advice on handling those kind of topics as far as like sponsorship videos and separate things that you submit.
Mhm.
If she
It
wants
does
to talk
take,
about that.
it does take a little bit more effort on your part. Because sponsors, they want case studies. They want your case study to use in their marketing materials. So of course, you need to present them with something that's geared towards doing, towards them being able to use it for marketing material. But for case study and evaluation, now if you're using a particular technique for that particular company has, that they've created for their protocol, you can list the name of it, but you have to tell us what it does and why you're using it. Because I don't know what muscle stripping does. I don't know what that is. I don't do it.
I think she was going to say something really quickly.
Who's that? Oh, sorry.
Oh no.
Hi, it's Dominic. Yeah, I was gonna say two things. I think that's what I suggested too, is to pretty much copy and paste your case study. One that you submit to the Skin Games, negating all branding names, protocols. Like if you're using any kind of branding jargon, just consider that a foreign language. Get rid of it. Use esthetician universal language that any esthetician can read and understand. Also, you don't want to have biases in there. Imagine you judging someone's case study and they're using some protocol or product that you just personally have never had a good experience with. Now you're opening yourself up to bias. Just naturally, we're human, we're biased. And then as far as you having to create a double version, well, that's just the cost of having a sponsor, right? Like it's an even exchange here. So as far as having to do that extra legwork, it shouldn't be such a burden. I don't remember what else I was gonna say, but good luck, everyone.
Thank you. All right, and we're coming up on 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. If somebody has another question to throw out, we can do so. Otherwise, I want to be very conscientious of everybody's time. If you think of something later, shoot me an email and we will get back to it. Kelly and I are starting a running document that'll have questions and we'll have the answers to them, because a lot of questions, if you have that question, I'm sure somebody else does too.
And thank you so much, you all, for putting yourself out there. What you're doing can be very scary, and it's a huge challenge, and it is one that you will not regret doing, regardless of the outcome.
Definitely. You guys are the 1% of estheticians, not just talking the talk, you're walking the walk. I'm very impressed by you all.
Yes. Game on.
Game on. Well, thank you for everybody's time this evening. You have my information, and if you have topics you'd like addressed in another roundtable, we will surely try to coordinate for that for everybody.
Have a great evening.
Good evening.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
As far as the recording, as soon as this uploads to the cloud, I'm going to send it to that email that I email blasted right before this class. And then I'm going to upload it to YouTube and have that link available.
Okay, have a good night, everybody.
Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
Good luck.
Good luck. Yes, good luck to everybody and have a good night.